Hey guys, my name is Betty, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I do my no makeup look. Now I'm starting with my NARS skin tint. I love this skin tint. I also like to mix it with my MAC Studio Fix Radiant skin tint, but I didn't have it there. So I typically just pat it on my face. Now, my goal here is to always allow for any moles and any, honestly, I'm not too worried about any imperfections that I have on my face, more so than I am just trying to bring the face that I do have alive. So here I am just patting on this skin tint, and it gives off a bit of a gray cast at first, and it's because it has SPF in there, but after everything settles, it goes away. And I forgot to mention, I also moisturize my face with Fenty, and then I'm not sure if I used primer today. I'm not sure. If I did, it would have either been the Fenty primer or the what is the other primer that I use? The Milk primer. So now I'm going to go in with my NARS concealer. I really love NARS concealer, although it can be a bit drying for my skin tone. I love the shades that they have, and it is long wearing, and it gives me that natural look. And typically I go in sometimes and I will just sort of contour my face with this Fenty stick. I love it because it's convenient and it doesn't require too much. When I do my makeup, I do not want to have all of these steps that will have me in the bathroom for longer than I need to be. So after I place that on my face, I go ahead and go in and blend that out. And I still have the NARS concealer sitting, although this concealer does dry down really fast. You don't want to leave it on too long, but as I sort of work through this contour, is totally fine. So after that, I will go in and blend it out. Now I want to stop really quick just so that I can read you all a verse. And this verse has been very encouraging to me because the Lord has been reminding me that I do not need to live in fear, and the Lord does not want you living in fear either. And the Bible says in Isaiah 41:10, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." So as you can see, I am blending in this concealer. I didn't realize just how much I sort of, roll my lips together, but that seems to be a thing. Now I am going in with this Tarte concealer. Now, I don't really use the Tarte concealer as much because it is more of a full coverage. But since I knew that I was going to be out all day, I decided to throw on the Tarte concealer, and I sort of made a face because I used way more than I needed. But now I'm just going in to blend in that concealer, no, that contour on my nose, sorry, to just sort of give me that bronzed effect. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend in that Tarte concealer. Now, typically I use MAC concealer on top of my NARS, or when I am doing a no skin tint day, I will typically do a Say concealer, and I would just sort of put that all around my face and then throw on some blush and call it a day. My goal has always been to learn makeup in the most practical and effective way that I possibly can. And trust me, I have had my days where I have failed drastically, but I'm learning that it's not always wise to go out to try and buy all of these new products. A lot of times we're inundated with products because if you watch content creators or watch videos, you see them unpackaging these things and giving their reviews, and it makes you want to go out and buy it. But I have learned that sometimes I end up spending money on items that I will not use because it does not work for my skin. So for me, I have medium to dry skin, so that's why I love the NARS skin tint, because it kind of gives me a dewy look that's not too oily. And then I also love the NARS as concealer because it's a bit drying. And then when I put on the MAC concealer, it kind of sort of freshens it up. And then any other concealer that I use, and again today I use Tarte. So now I'm just going in to blend all of those things in, and then I'm going to start with my blush. Now blush gets me every time. I use Charlotte Tilbury. I love Rare Rose Beauty. I also have a House Labs blush that I use sometimes too. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out which blush I absolutely love. Although I love the Rare Rose, I have found that I also have to put on a powder blush with it. So I will use the Rare Rose, and then I will use my Charlotte Tilbury blush, and then I will still have to go in with powder. So I'm still trying to figure that process out. But for now, this has been working really well for me. And again, here I am. I'm going in with my MAC blush because that always helps me set the liquid blush. But then I'll still probably go in at the end to sort of add a little bit more razzle dazzle to the makeup look. And look, we're always already almost halfway through this look. This is something that, again, I like to get to it and be done with it. So now I'm going to go ahead and set my face with the Laura Mercier. And typically I just set under my eyes, anywhere where I know that I will wrinkle. So I'll just dab it dab it in, and then typically I rub it on my hand. I found that if I dab it directly into the powder and then put it under my eyes, I always end up grabbing too much. And because I'm not using a whole lot of products, I don't need a whole lot of powder. So that's one mistake I've made. I've did that so many times where I picked up so much powder, then under my eyes are dry and they're wrinkly, and I have to wipe it off and start over. So I'm learning, always pat it on your hand first and then go in to see. And you can always add more to your liking if you don't feel as though you've had enough. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my face with my Charlotte Tilbury. I love that stuff. Like, that is one of my staples in my makeup routine. It is to utilize that Charlotte Tilbury spray. It gives you the perfect finish, and it also isn't too dewy, but it also sort of brings my face alive. So now I'm going to go in with my highlighter, and this is a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. I really love this highlighter. I use this one, and for the powder one, I want to say, what brand is that? I'll have to think about what the brand is. I'll probably put it in the comments, but I love to highlight my cheeks, and then here I am. I'm going in with some more Rare Rose Beauty just to sort of put on top of that powder, and it'll all set beautifully. And then what is this I am doing? I'm doing a little extra razzle dazzle here. Okay, I think this is a highlighter that I received free from Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm just adding that underneath where I would put my blush, and I don't even know if that's where it really goes, but I've been doing that, okay? So here I am putting on this mascara that I absolutely love to put on, but I hate to take it off. Any waterproof mascara is just so difficult to come off, and I just love it because I'm able to express myself in church and cry and do all the things without worrying about my face running. But at night when I'm ready to go to bed, it's so hard to get off. But I use Real Techniques makeup wipes as well as other items, so it kind of has been a little bit easier. And then days when I know that I'm going to be in and out of somewhere, I won't use a waterproof mascara. So that has been very helpful. And as you can see, I allowed the highlighter as well as the blush to sit on my skin for a few minutes while I put on my mascara. I just found that it helps it blend well, and then it also stays. What are you needing in this season of your life? I want you to think about that, because as you think about it while we're working through this makeup process, I want you to take that matter to the Lord. As I said in Isaiah 41:10, the Lord promised to help you. And then he goes on to say that he will fear not, he will help you. And then he says, "Fear not, I'm going to help you." There are three times I've read this concept of God helping us. God will help us. And just like he helped me to learn makeup at the age of around 39, he will help you in your life circumstances, okay? So don't allow what you're dealing with to overshadow the work that the Lord is doing in and through your life, because I promise you, he is at work, and God is always behind the scenes working far more than you will ever know and understand. And look at me going in once again to sort of put this mascara on my bottom lashes. This the problem. The problem isn't that the mascara doesn't want to come off. Maybe I'm using too much, okay? Because I'm going in once again. But again, this is my quick makeup routine. This is typically what I do whenever I have some place to be or when I'm going into the office, maybe give or take a few steps. And then because I know I'm going to be out the day, most of the day, I'm going to spray it with this finishing spray. This stuff will keep your makeup on forever, this one size. So I typically use that when I'm out traveling too. So here is my final look. I pray that this was encouraging to you all. Until next time, y'all be encouraged.